Hello, hope you're all well. So you can see I'm still in that same outfit because from the same video series, it's the 1st of April and it's still the 1st of April. So these are all on the same day and time stamped also. So I also wanted to speak about something very incredibly important and it's frequency. And it's so beautiful to see when I go on social media that we're all beginning to talk about frequency more. And because that's what we all are, frequency. And the universe is a frequency also. I'm incredibly sorry that all of this was robbed from you, and truth's hidden, but we're in the age of justice and this is all being restored. And so are universal truths regarding frequency, which is why you're all becoming awakened to it. Is in order for us to join, the consciousness. As you can see, I just realized I'm looking at myself in the video instead of the actual camera. So I'm gonna change to the actual camera, which is an odd thing to watch, but just watch me do it. So, yeah, as you can see, we've all been in a age of low frequency and of the matrix, and it's dissolving, and all illusions are being revealed. And this is the perfect time for you to look into frequency and look into the law of attuning your inner harmony, your inner instrument. We are all instruments, and so is the universe. And in order for you to be attuned to the universe and universal law, is by adjusting your frequency. So if you look in the book, there's a superharmonic orbit meter and a harmonic orbit meter also. This appears as a clock and then it's in orbit. And the reason why it appears as a clock is because clocks are very important within our universe in regards to synchronicity, alignment. Frequencies are also part of synchronicity and alignment. And days are also part of synchronicity and alignment. So you see days, time, and frequency um, appear on this orbit meter. But also, as always, I'm not saying you must look at my work, my teachings. Please check ChatGPT, check Google, read books, TikTok, other people. There's so many other workers of light who are already talking about this, not just me, okay? But the reason why it's important for you to calibrate your frequency during this time of universal justice is because we are entering an era where our frequency is incredibly vital. It's incredibly vital. In order for you to be moving along with Earth and a new Earth and the human resonances, which is the Earth's frequency, you must be attuned to it. And I'm not saying every day you must be 100% attuned because now life works, which is why it's a basis of constantly tuning throughout your life. But what happens is once we're attuned to our frequencies and we're attuned to a point where we are a place where we're above the frequency, we are now in a full harmonic orbit. And this is a beautiful thing, guys, because it means that you can now access heaven from your consciousness. You can speak to God from your consciousness. You read in my book that some of the teachings within the Bible, my original teachings were misinterpreted regarding frequency, and this was done on purpose to disillusion you from the fact that heaven's a place on earth and heaven is a place in your mind. Angels do exist, and you will see angels when you close your eyes and you meditate and you reach superharmonic orbit, which means you're connected to the divine, connected to God. You will see an angel appear, and it won't have wings, it won't be a being, but it'll be an eye with a circle around, you know, a fluorescent light, because this is an angel at heaven's gates, your conscious gates. So all of this teachings in the Bible are metaphors, for frequency. It's just been worded in a way that made you guys not understand, but now you will. So please check out, read, and download the Universal Justice book regarding frequencies, so you can learn, and even from reading and reading my interpretations now, I am confident you guys will be able to look back at the Bible also and be easily able to interpret that more as well. But throughout my journey and my missions, I will continue to interpret all the verses to how they should be. But back to my point. So yes, we are all a frequency. Water's a frequency. Atoms are frequencies. Your laptop's a frequency. Your all your devices are a frequency. Everything operates on frequency. Planets operate on frequency. Earth's floor operates on frequency. Pyramids operate on frequencies. You see this in my book also as well. So this is why it's very important to be attuned to this, attuned to your chakras, which we all have. We all operate on chakras. We all have a chakra system within us. And we have our root chakra. We have our heart chakra with our throat chakra, we have the crown chakra, and we have the intuition, divine chakra, which you unlock when you have connected to God. Okay, and these chakras are incredibly important to adjust. And by adjusting this chakras, you fall into universal alignment, and I promise you, life will become seamless for you. Life will become seamless. Despite some days where you may feel stress or annoyances, you'll still be able to walk above the frequency because life is no longer happening to you. You're experiencing it, which is how life should be. Okay? In the Bible, it says, I was able to walk above water. I wasn't walking above water, I started able to walk above the frequency. I was walking above sound. And frequency is all things within the universe. And the low frequency, which we've just left and we're leaving, hence the carnage, was the matrix. And I was able to hover above that, which I'm still able to do now, which is why I'm able to do these teachings, okay? So by tuning yourself, you'll be able to do the same. The clock will start reacting to you, okay? Time will start reacting to you. You no longer be stressed, needing to panic and rush to get somewhere. You won't, because you're under universal alignment and things are no longer happening to you. Okay, so it won't happen. The universe is now working for you, not against you, you know? And the universe wasn't even working against you before the low frequency is working against you. Okay? Life's gonna be so much seamless, much more beautiful, okay? But this all comes from frequency alignment. So there's multiple ways you can align your frequency, okay? Through look at the harmonic orbit meter, which I'm going to post everywhere as well. And also, like I've said, please don't just look at my teachings. Look at the teachings of Buddha. Look at science as well, because it all correlates through books. All mediums you look at, you know, even online articles which discuss frequency. Look, and you see the importance of frequency there, okay? Balance your frequencies, tune them, align them daily. And the way you can do this is by taking care of your health. Okay, so emotional and physical health are ways of balancing frequency. So, for example, me speaking right now, what am I doing? I'm balancing my throat chakra. I'm unleashing my throat chakra. And now, by unleashing my throat chakra, I'm also healing my heart chakra as well, and my root chakra. So, I'm already tackling 3 chakras in one. And by doing this right now, what you'll be doing is you're unleashing your throat chakra, you're healing your heart chakra, healing your root chakra, but also, you know, adjusting your and tuning your crown chakra and intuition chakra, because it's all a line up. So because I'm speaking right now, my throat chakra is the one getting the most attention. Yeah, my throat, my heart actually, but still the other ones are being and my root, sorry. So those 3 get the most attention. The 1, 2, 3 are getting the most attention, because 1, 2, 3 all affect each other equally in the chakra spectrum. But despite that, like I said, I'm still tuning everything. And by doing this, I'm healing. And entering a further harmonic orbit. And even when you walk above the frequency like I do, the more you do this, the better you get at walking above the frequency, because it's universal law. Okay? So I have the universal keys. And universal keys, which you'll see in a book, and I'm going to post them online as well, because this is information for all. This isn't about business. It's for my laptop. I didn't mean to. But this isn't about business. It's about me. It's nothing about me. It's about me fulfilling God's purpose, divine's purpose, my prophecy. When I was first here the first time, I was unable to complete my mission, and now I am going to complete it with the help of all of you, because it's about all of us. It's a universal mission towards universal consciousness. Okay, so I have the universal keys. These are all keys to the universe. The universe and God, the universe, what we like to call it, the divine, the infinite. I like to call God, the divine or infinite, God, or the universe, you know, so all 4. But it's up to you, you know, whatever feels best. But I digress. I have the universal keys. And these have numbers on them, you know? And the numbers all are keys to the universe. They all represent numbers that when you put together will create perfect chakra patterns. Or chakra numbers, sorry, frequency numbers, which help you attune. So, for example, if you have, let's say, 73 is one of the universal keys. 1 is one of the universal keys. 1 and 73 together creates a frequency of 173. hertz, okay? That is a frequency that will help you ground yourself in your root chakra, okay? Let's say we're not combining numbers now and we're just leaving the numbers as they are, okay? So for some of the numbers, so let's say 11 kilohertz, 11's on there. 11 kilohertz is the gateway to speak into the divine. So if you use 11 kilohertz a lot, and especially when you're in a superharmonic orbit, you can listen to 11 kilohertz. You won't even need to listen to the other frequencies. You can just go straight to 11 kilohertz because you're already calibrated. And this is how the keys work. It's just a guide of the numbers of the universe, the frequencies you should listen to. And like I said, combine them. Try combining them. They'll still work because the universal keys, and that's how they're meant to work. They work combined as well, which is incredibly beautiful and interesting, you know. And these universal keys don't just work for your consciousness and speaking to God and heaven for your consciousness. They work for pyramids also. So the pyramids are also a frequency. And universal keys also work for the pyramids. Okay, they work for the Bermuda Triangle, and they also work for our solar system. So yeah, these keys are truly universal, and please integrate them and apply them to your life, and they're going to be of great importance to you, but also the future. And as time progresses, you will see yourself reach a harmony. What happens to us a lot of times in life is we say, "Oh, I've unleashed my inner child. I've healed my inner child," because you have. What that means is you've reached a harmonic state. Your frequency is now calibrated. You have reached a pure frequency. Children, when they're first born to Earth, are of a pure frequency until things of low frequency attach to them, like hate, you know, or bullying, or stresses they didn't want, and that brings the frequency down. And that's why children lose interest. They lose a genius that we all have, interest that we all have. Interest and genius are going to be so important over the next years. And what happens is when you attune your frequencies and you reach a philharmonic orbit, and I'm saying this from life experience, okay? Everything I say within that book is from life experience also, from this lifetime and my last, okay? All from life experiences. When you reach a philharmonic orbit and you reconnect with your inner child and you heal your inner child and you now put a high frequency, wow, all your interests will come back, plus more. You may be wondering, when I was younger, I was really interested in this. Oh, why did I do that? I could do this, but I can't do it now. You can still do it. It's still in your consciousness. Consciousness can't be unevolved, but the low frequency prevents it from developing. But what happens is when you reach and reconnect with your inner child, not only are you going to have your gifts back from an adult's perspective, which is a bonus because you have your childhood gifts, your genius, but now you're an adult, you live more life and you can apply adult life, you know, to your childhood gifts and geniuses. You can now also develop that to another level, a super conscious level, and which means your genius, your inner child, is going to be living their life because you're living your inner child's dream. You've become the person you always wanted to be. You know, and it's going to be a thing of beauty. You see it everywhere in your environment. You see it in your clothing. You know, when I was younger, I always wanted to dress like this. I remember I'd watch people like Prince, Madonna, you know, Michael Jackson, all these celebrities, you know, perform, artists, you know, not because of celebrities, but people, artists. And I used to love how they used to dress. So I've got the armband there as well. And I'm now the person I always wanted to be. And that's because I have recalibrated and found not only who I am from a past life, but my universal truth. And you're all going to do this. So it's going to be a thing of beauty. A thing of beauty. So, yes. And this is a reminder to parents as well, and all people living life. And also, what I want to say as well is it's going to be justice for every human being. Every human being, okay? So if you're a parent and you come across this video, please be mindful as well that we are all operating on frequency, okay? So make sure your child is able to do, and a lot of parents do this anyway, but are able to do the things they like, you know, in regards to the gifts and the geniuses, you know, and let them do that. One thing my mom was very good at growing up was saying that I should always, you know, if someone said something to me, you know, or was rude to me, I should speak my truth towards them, you know. and that was allowing me to open my throat chakra. And despite things not being perfect as a child, that's I still learned a lot of high frequency stuff, you know, even though it was low frequency also, but low frequency wasn't of my mom's doing. It wasn't my dad's doing. It was no one's doing. It was the low frequency's doing. So what I'm trying to say is, yeah, parents be mindful that everything's frequency, okay? And your child is the key to the future. Their genius is the key to the future. If you see a child um, fixes. Oh, another good thing as well is I remember growing up as well. I had a stepdad called James, and he would see me build things. I was only told as well I could fix and build things, you know, that and create designs at a level of a scientist mathematician, you know, who's in their 50s. I was only a toddler, and he saw this and he'd bring me items, he'd bring me wires, he'd bring me things to fix. And what was he doing? He was boosting my frequency. He was promoting me to recognize genius, my genius, you know? And that's very important. That's what I'm saying we all have to do. And not even just parents, like family members, everybody, you know. You have to, when you see children and they're operating at a high frequency, the things you tell them is incredibly, incredibly important because that's going to alter how they view the world, how they view themselves, and how they view their gifts and geniuses. And I've moved cameras again. I've moved cameras again, so I'm staying in this world now. And that's going to change how I've changed what I'm looking. That's going to change how they view the world and view themselves. And during this time of universal justice, in order for us to grow as a species, now is the time to truly put a magnifying glass on how we speak to children and operate around children to make sure they stay in a high frequency. Because them staying in a high frequency means that it's cut half of like not even like 70% of our conscious work. It's cut it by 70% because there's so many children in this world and they'll all be operating at a high frequency. So you see what I mean? My cat's coming in. It keeps things going and keeps our conscious growth going and children operating at a high frequency, you know? So yes, frequency is incredibly important within our universe. And it's very important that, and not even for children, but teenagers, adults, anybody, the elderly, all people. I'm not trying to make it specific. I'm just saying at that age is where things are so important because consciousness is new. So many people take, and many people don't even do it in this lifetime, unfortunately, take decades and decades and decades to reach the inner child again, and it only happens in in their 70s for some people or 80s, and it shouldn't be that way, and they have to come back in the next life, you know, to undo karmic debt they didn't occur themselves, but and it's at a low frequency. So yeah, this has been a pretty long video, but it's a very important topic, and I'm gonna record more over the day, but I need to write this book, but you will be reading by the time this is out. So yeah, please stay blessed. You're blessed anyway. We're protected. You're all heavenly protected, very protected, and this is why we're going through this right now because we're protected, and Earth will not be seeing its last days. It'll be seeing millions plus more, millions and millions and millions, millions of years. I can't even count the millions. I can't even count the billions. It's going to be infinite. You'll be seeing infinite lives, and this is a global metamorphosis we're going through, and it starts through looking within and really dissecting every paradigm of our being. Okay, so all the best. Lots of love. Bye bye.